Yo, this is lesson 2 of our topic 2. And it's about conditional probability. So I have some highlighters in hand, have some stuff to write with, and let's make sure that the vocabulary and the intention of the next section of videos are all going to guide you towards better understanding. So use conditional probability to determine the probability of an event given that another event has occurred. That's what we mean by conditional. There is some sort of pre-existing thing that you need to have accomplished or studied in order for the next level of probability to occur. Use conditional probability to determine whether or not are independent. This is 100% a formula. So I'm going to make sure that you know it. Our content is going to cover it. You're going to see that formula that you need to know. So you can say, this is my justification for how one event is independent or dependent on another. Let's do some spiral review from probability. A teacher administers a random survey to determine the probabilities of a 9th grader or a 12th grader, so there's a category, having a smartphone. There's another category. She organizes the data into a 2-way frequency table. All of lesson 1 was on the conversation of what a frequency table is. So if you haven't done that yet, go back and watch the lesson 1 videos, complete your lesson 1 notes. But a frequency table is what you get from organizing 2 categorical variables into like this rows and columns arrangement. So one of her arrangements could be according to grade level. She could have a column for 9 and a column for 12. Then she could have our second one, which is kind of self-explanatory, owning a smartphone, yes, or owning a smartphone, no. Something like so, yes, no, 9, 12. And then she puts her numbers and her categories into that one. Of course, we want a total column and a total row so we can sum up everything and turn it into a relative frequency table. In the second question, identify possible groups within each variable of her table. Well, let's say that this is a group in the table that we've created right now. Who would go in that? A 9th grader who does own a smartphone. So let's go ahead and write that down. The first one could be a 9th grader with a smartphone. Now, there are 4 different categories, right? 4 different groups within this table because there's 2 by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So here's a second one. It could be a 12th grader without a phone. Someone that is a 12th grader without a phone. So without smartphone. Anyone that was in that, much of a description would fit into that category. There are 2 more. So I'm just going to pick, 50-50. I'll pick this one. A 9th grader without, and then you can do the last one. There are 4. You should be able to identify all 4 of them. We're talking conditional probability, so I know by this spiral review question, we're going to be primed to answer the questions regarding, is owning a smartphone dependent on being a 9th grader? Dependent on grade level. So more of those types of questions are going to happen in these videos. Thanks for watching this first one, this launch, and I'll see you in the next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. Page 846 is next.